Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and it was an interesting weekend since the last time I video blogged last Thursday. I was unable to do a video blog on Friday, but as I was doing my devotional reading in my 1 year Bible, I came across a couple of times in Exodus. That's where I am in the Old Testament, where well, I'll just read it in a second, but the Lord mentioned this one theme twice within. I think I was reading 2 days worth of reading. I must have gotten behind, but anyway, so the Lord mentioned it twice, and so whenever He mentions something twice to me when I'm reading, I take it seriously, very seriously. So let me read this to you and see what you think. This comes out of Exodus, and this is right when after Moses has brought the Israelites back into the desert after they escaped the Egyptians through the Red Sea, and Moses is in fact transcribing through the power of the Lord the Ten Commandments. So, of course, you have Exodus. Let's see, where are we? Exodus 19, and this is this is Exodus 20, verse 1, and these are the Ten Commandments. And of course, the first commandment says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. That's the first verse. Now, the first commandment is, because they all start with you shall. So, you shall have no other gods before me. So I read that, and we've all read the Ten Commandments in Vacation Bible School, of course, and the many times that we've heard the Ten Commandments, and so we think, okay, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, but you shall not have other gods above me, before me. So then, somehow or another, either it was the same day or the next day, I'm reading Exodus. This would be 23, verse 13. And again, the Lord has been giving Moses different laws for the Israelites to follow. And the verse says, be careful to do everything I have said to you. Do not invoke the names of other gods. Do not let them be heard on your lips. So I started thinking, well, of course the Israelites came out of Egypt, which is a very, very pagan nation. And so they were probably used to seeing the Egyptians, or maybe they even did as well, worshipped idols and little miniature gods. And I started thinking, well, I don't worship per se a little g god, like a little actual statue, but I sure do have my trusty little BlackBerry. Can you see it right there? And this has become a little g god for me. And so I felt like the Lord was telling me, since I heard this, you shall not put anything before me, any other gods before me. I felt like lately I just started doing Twitter, and that's how I've gotten to know so many cool people on Twitter, which has been a great thing. But I spent a lot of my time on my trusty Crackberry, I call it, with Twitter. And so I started thinking, this is another God. This is a little God, little g God that a lot of times I put, I'll scroll through my little tweets that I need to read, and I'll put them before my time with the Lord. And in fact, I do a lot. I'm in sales, so I work out of my car, and I'm going into offices all day long. And so at my lunch break, I often do my Bible study. And what I've had to do actually is take my Crackberry, I put it on mute, and then I have to put it on the complete opposite part of the car of where I'm working, because I'll be tempted to see if my little light is blinking, because like the little light, see, it's blinking right now. You should see it. You should be able to see the little red blink. Okay, hold on. There it is. That drives me crazy. And if something's blinking, I have to see what it is. And I'm not going to check it now, but you get the point. So I started thinking, okay, Lord, I felt like He was telling me this weekend is a no Twitter zone, no Facebook zone, starting this afternoon. So of course I had to get all caught up on my tweets for the before my starting point. But I told the Lord, I felt like, okay, you've given me a clear direction, and I'm going to obey. So I did pretty well the whole weekend. Like I said, this little light beeps when I have little notifications on Facebook, or there's like a little red dot that comes up when I have when I have some tweets to follow. So I can't stand that. So I at least had to like take off the notification where I, hit it, and so I acknowledge that I've read it, but I really didn't read it. And don't think that I did not go the whole weekend like updating my Facebook status in my head. But I did not get on Facebook, and I did not actually put it in. But there were times where I was like, Sarah does not really like to do dishes, or these stockings are giving me a workout today, trying to just put them on. Something silly like that. I was like, I am nuts. But I was showing the Lord, and I was obeying the Lord for what he was telling me of that I will put that aside. And I have to say, I did get a lot done. I wasn't surfing the internet or surfing Twitter, but I got some articles written for a magazine entry and things like that. But I felt like, okay, Lord, I am going to obey you. I'm going to obey you. I'm making this proclamation that I hear you and I'm going to obey you. And so I really think that goes back to the 10 Commandments, because the Lord gives us these directives in Exodus, and we're supposed to obey. We're supposed to obey what the Bible says. So I felt like it was a good experiment. I'm not going to shy away. I didn't have some big moment, but I felt like I at least showed the Lord, okay, God, I am going to obey you. And so the next time he speaks into my heart, he knows that I'm going to listen and that I'll take it seriously. So it was really more of a growing experiment for me. But I just want to encourage you, take an evaluation of things. It might be your Crackberry, it might be your computer, it might be your laptop, it might be a game, unit or something like that. But what is in your life that is drawing you away from more time with the Lord or more time with your family and friends? What is it that takes your constant attention? And maybe the Lord's telling you to put it away altogether. I didn't feel like the Lord was telling me that come Monday I was not supposed to be getting on the internet or Twitter any longer. I definitely didn't feel like that was what was going on. But maybe the Lord's telling you, okay, time to take a break, time to put it away for a while. And I came out pretty refreshed because I feel like I got a lot done, and I just felt like, Lord, I can obey you. You spoke straight to my heart and very clearly, and I can and will obey you. So that is my big non-Twitter, non-Facebook weekend, and I'll look forward to hearing what y'all have to say.